Loretta. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am going to show you guys how to make a never-ending card. If you guys don't know this information already, this card was deemed the coolest card ever by Scrap and Stamp Arts magazine. It was published in May of 2008, and it's on pages 54 and 55, should you have a copy. I think that they are completely out of print now, but I have been requested to do this several times through the year, so we're going to get started. I hope you'll enjoy it. Welcome to the Never Ending Card video. Like I said in the introduction, I have been asked to do this many times through the years. My Never Ending Card was deemed the coolest card ever by Scrap and Stamp Arts magazine. The reference blog post will be down below in the description box, so you can click that for step-by-step written tutorial directions. So to start with, you need some pattern paper of your choice, some cardstock of your choice, and a bunch of different stamped images. This is kind of sort of the card we're going to make, and I say that because I hardly ever make two that are absolutely exactly the same, but they should be close enough. So this is the front. You open it, that's the first flip. Then you open it again, that's the second flip. And then this is the third flip. This is also the back of the card, so when you turn it, it starts all over again. So by now, if you're not already singing the never-ending song, put the never-ending card as words to that song and have a party. Alrighty then. These 4 pieces of cardstock, once again, measure 3 by 6 inches. And this is a very dirty scoreboard, so please ignore that. You're going to need a bone folder, and you're going to score this piece of paper. All 4 of them are going to be scored exactly the same at 1.5. From both ends. Once you have these 4 pieces of cardstock scored, you can take some score tape, and you're going to put some score tape or strong adhesive. Don't use glue, because even though glue would work, you would actually have to wait for it to completely cure before you decorated this card. I ain't got that kind of time. If I weren't filming, I probably wouldn't have such a problem getting stuff done. But there's something about turning that camera on, I swear to you, every time. Okay, so this is what it looks like with the score tape down. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And you're just going to take the backing off. Okay, now this is the part where the card comes together. So this is the way I like to do it. One set of the 3 by 6 pieces is going to go vertical, the other is going to go horizontal. And so I like to start at the bottom and line that one up, and then work my way to the top and line that one up. That's what it looks like. And now we're going to do the other 2 pieces, the other piece on top of the 2. I cannot talk tonight, I swear. Already done. And don't worry if it doesn't look straight right now. It will kind of work itself out, and you'll see what I mean in a minute. I'm going to straighten everything out where it belongs. Okay, so what we're going to do is, I didn't have the top straight, that was most of the problem. They really need to be as straight as you can get them so that they will work correctly. Okay, so now we have the base, and so we're going to actually start flipping it open. And as we flip it, we're going to go ahead and reinforce every single score line again. So like if this were like overlapping the middle too much and it wasn't going to move correctly when you were reinforcing the score lines, this is where you would fix it. This one doesn't need to be fixed, it just needs to be straightened out. So now the measurements for these layering pieces are going to be the same pretty much throughout the card. So the first measurements we're going to worry about is 2 3/4 by 1 1/4. Those are the first measurements. We're going to do 2 pieces that are 2 3/4. And we're going to do 4 pieces that are 2 3/4 by 1 1/4. Once we have these pieces cut, I'm going to go ahead and cut the layering pieces, which are going to be 1/4 inch smaller. So these are going to measure 2 1/2 by 1 1/4. Now you're going to see why I'm not cutting this white layer to 2 1/2 by 2 1/2 square. When you're decorating your card, you can either use glue or tape, whatever you have. In this case, I have glue out, so we're going to use it. Do not be glue happy. Err on the conservative side, otherwise this will just leak out, and not only will it cause a mess, but it'll cause this thing to be glued together. Since I'm using glue, I am going to take the time to be sure that this is relatively straight. So, this is also the time to decide how this is going to flip. I do want mine to flip like this. And it's very important from this moment on to decide on your theme and stick with it. If you don't, not only will you regret it, but sooner or later something's going to flip upside down. Just so you know. And that would frustrate you, and then you couldn't figure out like what's going wrong. But now's the time. Decide what you want and stick with the theme. Be careful about the orientation of any stamps, any die cuts, anything like that. So instead of just using the white layer, I've cut some circles. These are approximately maybe 2 1/4 or so, maybe 2 1/2. 2 1/2 is my best guess. I'm going to use this flower stamp. This is from Pink and Maine. Alright, now we're going to take some balloon die cuts and put these down. I really wish I had cut some smaller white circles for this cover, which is what I did on the others, but honestly, I didn't. So we're going to just make this work. It's the same color yellow as the cardstock, and I want you to be able to see the balloon. Now I'm going to put these white pieces here, 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 and here. Alright, I bought these happy birthday stickers from Hobby Lobby. Of course, you can also stamp this, but this is, I'm actually using these for the expediency of the time issue. Now, I cut some of these candles. Do your best work. Sometimes things are just going to be crooked, and you just need to kind of give yourself some grace. I'm going to do this first flip. Bring our trimmer back down. Once again, these measurements are 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. We need 2 of them. And then we need 2 pieces that are 2 3/4 by 1 1/4. Now we're going to cut our white layer. And this is going to be 2 1/2. Piece that measures 2 1/2 by 1. We need 2 of those. And then we're going to need 4 pieces that measure 1 by 1 inch. And just like with the outside of the card, we're going to layer this paper onto our base. Before I actually layer these pieces on, I do want to tell you one thing that's important to remember, and that's you really need to try to make sure anything that you do on this panel is up and down, because if you put it sideways, it's going to confuse the person you're giving the card to, and they won't really understand what you're supposed to do next. And so, with that being said, I am going to take these 2 side panels right here. By the way, these panels don't change. These panels will stay the same. When you flip it again, these will be exactly in the same place. Now this die cut is from Sizzix. It is retired. It has been retired for many years. I'm sure that there are plenty of dies that are very similar to this that you can use. Normally, I would sponge the edges of the comb part a little bit, just to give it a little bit more dimension and texture. You really don't need to do that. So you're going to put your ice cream cone down. Don't push it into place quite yet, because sometimes it looks straight until you put the little ice cream onto it, and so we'll see if it's straight. Yeah, I got it right the first time. So that's going to go down there. Now, like I said, I die cut, stamped and colored and die cut a whole bunch before I started this video just to save some time. Okay, this stamp says enjoy your day. Okay, we're going to turn this or flip it one more time. And this is the back. You're going to need 2 pieces that measure 2 3/4 square, and 4 pieces that measure 2 3/4 by 1 1/4. Okay, that is the last flip and the back of the card. So here is the Never Ending flip card. It is essentially finished, but I'm going to go on and add some gel detail do it. And I encourage you to make a never-ending card, and if you do, please share it with me. Send me a link to your social media posts, Facebook, Instagram, whatever you'd like. And if you've liked this video, give it a thumbs up and share it on your social media accounts. Stay happy, be a blessing. Thanks for joining me tonight. Bye for now.